Hi everyone, I am back finally. I think it's right about 7, and give me a minute, I'm going to try to load in the comments. And I've tried to set up my lighting a little bit differently, so we'll see how that works tonight. And we'll just wait another couple of seconds. Well, let's wait a couple of minutes and see who else pops on first before we get started. And hopefully this lighting system will work. I was fiddling with it a little while ago, so I'm going to try to adjust. Bear with me a second. I'm going to adjust my camera so I'm kind of centered. There we go. So when you come on, just say hi, and we'll get started here in a few minutes. It's Tuesday the 17th. It's St. Patrick's Day, so hope everybody has their green on. I just realized that I didn't have any on, but I did when I went and had blood drawn today. They put a green thing around my arm, so that counted for my green, so that was good. All right, so we're trying to get some comments loaded in here, so let's see if anybody's out there yet. There we go. It just took a few minutes to get on there. I've got my camera set up a little bit differently today, so I'm going to just make a little bit of adjustments if you don't mind. And then I think it's tight. And we'll get started here in just a few minutes. I will be back for a while. I'm sure you all are probably just as, I don't know what to say. All I can say is that what's going on in the world right now is just completely, it's just unbelievable what's happening. And I don't know if you're having this problem. I think people are, because I've seen it in my hometown of Virginia Beach and here in Florida in the Villages, which is an over 55 community. So, you know, we have a lot of, obviously, our people. The residents here are seniors, and they obviously are concerned about their health. So they have shut everything down here with the exception of the swimming pools, the tennis courts, pickleball and bocce ball, the things that you can do outside, but everything else is closed. So that makes it a little difficult when you have people here that are visiting or renting because they're snowbirds. So that makes it a little bit difficult as well. It's like, oh my goodness. But, you know, we have to deal with it. My husband went to the grocery store this morning. We just got back from Key West. We were down there for 10 days in the RV, staying on Stock Island. And it was like everything was fine. We didn't have anybody was having any issues. We went out to dinner. We played golf. And then as soon as we got home, it just seemed like it went just, you know, a tenfold. So, and I know we have to be respectful and careful, but I think the thing that bothers me the most is the people that are not, you know, where the jobs, I think small businesses are really going to hurt. And I, you know, and that affects us as Stampin' Up business owners, because we can't do our we can't do our in-person classes at the rec center. So I had a retreat scheduled for the 28th and placed a significant order on Sunday night, and everything was still to go. And then I got notified mid-morning that they were canceling all the rec centers and no classes were going to be held and through the 1st of April. So I immediately called Stampin' Up to see if I could cancel the order. And then I was going to order differently after I spoke to everybody and see if they wanted to do the retreat to go. So anyways, because I did a 2-day delivery, it was already on the truck, so they had to try to intercept it. Then I went ahead and placed another order today because I have people now that are doing it, taking the retreat to go. So anyways, it's just, obviously it's playing with everybody's emotions and business and all of that. So anyways, hey Patricia, how are you doing? Thanks for coming on. I haven't been here, but we will be back for a while. I don't think we're going anywhere. We are going to go towards the end of April. We're supposed to do Amsterdam for a conference for my husband's work, but that we're not going to be doing that because that would be crazy. But now's the time if you want to fly somewhere. We saw round-trip flights from Orlando to the West Coast, Los Angeles, somewhere, San Diego, I'm not sure where it was, for $90. It's just unbelievable. But anyways, let's see what time. It's 7:06. We'll give it a few more minutes for a couple more people to pop on. And I just realized that I did not draw names from 2 weeks ago. So I will do that after we get done with this video, and I'll post it tomorrow. So Anyways, we'll see how that goes. It's a little, I've been playing catch up since I got back. I have mowed our yard, which is part of my retirement plan, and then we have a rental house up the street, and I mow that yard. So I did that today. We did our house. I did our house yesterday, and then I unpacked all my craft stuff that I took with me in the RV. And hey, Janet, how you doing? Oh, Newport News. I'm from Virginia Beach. How are you? I'm living in Florida now, but I was born in Portsmouth Naval Hospital and grew up and went to high school in Virginia Beach. And we've moved to the Villages about 8 years ago. We built a house. So, and yes, we went to Key West. It was wonderful. The weather was great. We listened to some great bands. We played golf with a bunch of the other RV folks. And I'm sorry I didn't do last week, but hi, Faye. But the planes were flying from the Naval Air Station, and I'm not complaining because I grew up near the Naval Base of Norfolk and the Air Station in Virginia Beach. But when you're in an RV, we were right next to the air base. It was extremely loud. There was no way I was going to be able to conduct a class. So I had to cancel it, and it pained me to do that because I don't like to miss everybody. I love coming on board. We need to have this therapy, especially from, hey, Julie. Hi, from Virginia Beach. I grew up in the Pembroke area, went to Princess Anne High School. And anyway, so I think with everything that's going on, we in the stamping business world are having to reevaluate how we do our business because most of us can't do it in person, or your customers don't want to come to your home with all of the pandemonium that's going on. It's just crazy. No, it wasn't too crowded in Key West. It was busy. You couldn't have known if you didn't know what was going on in the world and the rest of the part of the United States. You wouldn't know there was any issue going on whatsoever. Stores were open, restaurants were open, and all of that. The governor of Florida has just declared that all of the bars that strictly serve beer, alcohol, have to close. Restaurants are now able to serve. First, they said they couldn't serve liquor and wine, but they retracted that and said the restaurants can serve. And I guess they're trying to keep the college students from spring break and all of that from, hanging out and drinking and all that mess. So anyways. Okay, so, you live in Little Neck. How great. My last house that I lived in was in Windsor. Oh, gosh, what was it called? Windsor Oaks West, I think it was. I can't remember now. It's been too long ago. But I love Virginia Beach. But I love living in the Villages. We're in an over 55 community, so obviously the majority of the people here are very susceptible to, whatever the virus is and all of that. So, all right, well, let's go ahead and get started. This will be recorded for those that are popping on. But thank you all for joining. I really do appreciate it. And if you don't mind, please make sure that you share my video, if you will, with your friends and family. And if you don't have a demonstrator, I'd love to work with you. If you have a demonstrator, that's fine. But if you don't have someone and eventually would like to have someone that you can get in touch with regarding information and ordering and all that stuff, I'll be more than happy to be that person. So today we are going to work with the honeybee a honeybee stamp set and the honeybee dies. I'm going to turn the camera down so that we can get into the picture of, there we go. Let me adjust. I'm going to get my viewpoint done. So give me just a minute so I can see what's going on. Pardon, hang on one second. I gotta go cough. Pardon me. Good thing I'm in my room by myself. Anyways. All right, there's my host code for the month. If you decide you don't have a demonstrator and you would like to purchase something through my online store, you'll just go through shallwestamp.com and that will get you right there. So what I was saying earlier is everything that's going on in the world right now with all the businesses shutting down. As Stampin' Up business owners, we are really challenged with holding face-to-face classes. So I think you're going to find more people trying to get online to do Facebook videos and classes and things of that nature. So, which is exactly what I've been trying to do. Hi, Debbie. How are you? Which I've been trying to do for the last several months. And it allows me to reach people that like Patricia in Indiana and Debbie and all of those, and the other from Michigan, from other states that I wouldn't be able to have contact with. So, and it's fun and free, and we don't have to worry about any coronavirus. So, anyways, all right. So we're going to work with the Honeybee stamp set, and I'm sure you all have seen this. It's in the mini catalog, which I had out, and I don't recall where it went, but that's all right. And then we're going to work with the dies. I don't know if y'all have this set and if you've used it or not, but oh my goodness, I just started playing with this actually when we were in Key West. And you're going to see some more cards because I really love this set, and it's so simple. Now, the paper through Celebration has been sold out, so that's no longer available. And the sample that I'm going to show you, I did use the paper, but on the next one, we're not going to use any paper. So we can still create cards with this set without having to use paper. But look at the dies. I mean, you can cut out the beehive and use the gold foil paper. You've got a little bee, a large bee, which we're doing. And then you've got this guy that's very detailed. And then, of course, the, what do you call this thing? The honeybee, is that like, oh, the hive, the bunny, the hive. And then we've got some flowers. So that's what we're going to be working with today. You got two flowers that kind of, I guess they are opposite of each other. So we're going to work with this, and I'm going to do two different cards using this set. So let me put these dies away. And then I'm also using the Stitch So Sweetly. We're going to use this one and this one, if you can see that, for our sentiment. I absolutely love these. You're going to see me using a lot of these. I loved the like the stitch shaped circle dies and the different shapes. And this is becoming my next favorite one. But this is the card we're making. It's a different fold, and I'm sure you've done this before. And this is basic black. Let me move the stamp set out of the way. Basic black cardstock. And this one we scored it. Hang on a second. I got to flip it around so I can see. I scored it at, it's 8.5 by 5.5, right? And then I scored it at 2 3/4 on one side and then 1.5 on the other side. So it's a very simple, oops, let me turn it back around. And then you can see where I used the dies from the Stitch So Sweetly for, this is the black and this one is the one I used for the sentiment. All right. This is a very simple card. It's very easy to make. So that's what we're going to do. Now, again, I am using the paper, which is sold out, unfortunately, but that's all right. We're going to make something else afterwards, too. So I'm going to pull out my cardstock. Now, some of this stuff I've already pre-cut through the Big Shot, and I do that only because I've kind of changed my room, not my room, but I've added another little table so that I could set up my lighting behind, so I get some better lighting and not have so much shadowing. So, but anyways, that's what we're going to do. So let me pull my paper cutter in. Excuse me. I'm going to move some of my stuff out of the way so I can go ahead and score our card. And you got to love this, you know, you got to love this paper trimmer. It's just it's the best. All right. So what did I say? We're going to do, let me pop this up here. All right, we're going to do 1.5 on one side, right? So let's do 1. I tell you what, I get 1 1/4, 1.5. With having the metrics on the top of this, I don't know what it is, but I have issues with that. So anyways, all right, so we're going to score that at 1.5, and then I'm just going to turn it around and score it at 2 3/4. And we'll go 2 3/4, I think is what I said. All right, so we're going to go ahead and score that. And that's all we're going to do with that. So we're going to set that off to the side. I'm using all of my table space that I have. So, all right, so with that, we're going to fold over and score and use our bone folder, which is hiding over here. And we're going to go ahead and get that. Fold these in. All right, and this is pretty easy. Okay, so, whoopsie, almost lost our bee. This is... since this is 2 3/4, then the DSP is cut at 2.5, and it will be at 5 1/4. So we're just going to place that there. Now, one thing you want to keep in mind, and I don't think, well, yeah, it does. Well, let's see. So see how the flowers, let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Some of them go this way and some of them go that way. So I don't really think there's going to be a right or wrong way on how to use this. So we're just going to go with, let me find my snail. Oh, there it is right in front of me. So I'm just going to go ahead and place this on here. So we'll just add some snail. And I'm sure you've seen this fold. It's just a different way, and it's a nice way to be able to make a card that's a little bit different for folks to open. So we're just going to lay that right there. And then I cut another piece with the honeycomb, and we're going to place that. So that would be 1 1/4 by 4 1/4. And I'll go ahead and glue this one down. If it starts to get a little dark and you can't see, let me know. I think I've got it. I've got another light that I can turn on and maybe add some more lighting. I'm playing with my lighting and the umbrellas that go with the lighting system. So, because I'm tired of having shadows, and until I can get some electrical lights hung from the ceiling, we're going to go that way. All right, so there's how our card's going to open. And, you know, it's up to you if you want it on the right, open this way, or, you know, however. So that's that. Now, we're going to, I went ahead and punched out this out of basic black. And then I did the other die out of Whisper White. And it does stitching. So if you can see, let me get up here. Let me get in the camera. There's stitching all around both of these. All right, so I'm going to stamp this sentiment on here, which is something that I say never to do, but that's what I'm doing. And I'm going to stamp Thinking of You, Sweet Friend. And we're just going to do our Memento Black ink. So let me move this out of the way, get this up in here. I don't have my pad underneath, so hopefully we can get this. I got to stand up so I can see. All right, so we're going to stamp that right about there. All right, and let me close up my ink pad. You know how that goes. All right, and then the next thing, see, it's very simple. It's very simple, and then we're going to stamp. Let me get my black back out. The little butterfly, the little bee. Let me find my bee. Hang on a minute. I have everything mounted but that little guy. So we'll just throw him on a block real quick and get that. I need to pull in my chamois because I did not bring it over here. Give me 1 second. Let me grab that real quick. It won't take me long to grab it. I got it all set up and moist. Whoops, I almost knocked over my thing. All right, so let's do our little bee. We're going to put him on the inside of our card. Now, the card is going to go on the inside, and this is 4 by 5 1/4. And I think I'm going to put him down in, I think I'm going to do this side. The other one I did the left side. All right, so we're going to stamp him there. And let me wipe this off real quick, and then we'll put this card together. These are very easy cards, so if you're somebody that's just learning to stamp, or you know somebody that wants to learn how to stamp, these are very easy cards, and you can always dress them up and make them a little, you know, you can make them as hard or as easy as you want. And I'm going to take the dark daffodil blend, and I'm just going to color in the little side pieces, in between his white and between the black, to give the bee some color. All right, and then I'm going to pop up the sentiment. Now, let me glue this down, and then we're going to pop up this sentiment. Now this is where we've got, I'm going to use my adhesive on here, my snail. And look at this. Look at how this sits right in here. It's perfect. I saw a card and I didn't even think about when I bought this set, I looked at it, I didn't even think about these things go together. But look at that, perfect. Can you believe that? Unbelievable. And let's see, I should have, let me see, hang on a minute. I'm trying to locate all my pieces because oh, there's my bee. I have another bee here that we're going to color. Let me color him because he's going to go on the front. So I cut him out with the bead, the little die, and we're going to put him on the front of the card. So let me just color him in a little bit as well. All right, and this is the dark. I probably should have used the light, but it's okay. All right, so we're going to put a dimensional on the bee, and then we're also going to put some dimensionals on the side of the, only on one side of this, because it's going to be, get it, bee? Ha! All right, so I'm going to go ahead and place this white piece in here. So let me go ahead and pop that down here, and then we'll attach our sentiment, and then this card will be done. And if you joined me late, I did say earlier that I've been busy playing catch up and unpack. I still haven't even unpacked my bags of clothing from Key West. I haven't even done my laundry. I was busy getting yards mowed and unpacking my craft stuff. Then I had one of my team members teach class while I was gone. So I had all that mess I had to get unpacked. So it's been crazy. So anyways, I did not get a chance to draw names. I will do that after, and I'll announce it tomorrow. Okay, so since we are going to put the sentiment on here, and we want to use it also as a closing mechanism, so I'm going to place it right about here. So this would hold it down. So all I'm going to do is place some dimensionals on the side, and I'm using, these came in one of the paper pumpkins, so I had them out on the table, so I figured I might as well use them. Right? That's one thing I will say I did do. I finished one of my pumpkins, and then I also finished a bunch of cards that I had made but had not put them together to send out to my customers for their orders and my team members. So I've got all that, and I've got to get that done. And then when I get my order tomorrow, I'll be working on getting my retreat to go, since that was a little disappointing, but that's okay. All right, so I put dimensionals on your case, it's going to be the left side. And I'm just going to lay it right about there because I want this to hold this together. So I'm going to place that right there. Hopefully I'm in the camera. Place that right there. And let me burnish these because I don't think it's burnished as well as it should on our folds. And then we have our one little bee that we used the die on, to cut out this die. And we're going to place him, let's see, how do we want to do that? Let's put him right about here. We'll put him at an angle, or him or her. All right, we'll put them right there. There you go. Look at that. Quite easy card. So very simple. If you don't have this set, I would encourage you to get it. I think it's something you can probably use through the whole entire, actually you could probably use it all year, because at least through the summertime, right? All right, so that's that card. And then let's move on to the second card. And then this one, we're going to actually use the, we're going to use this the beehive, and we're going to use this, and we're going to use this saying here, wishing you sunshine and happiness. So that's what we're going to use. Pardon me. So I went ahead and pre-cut. Let me get my chamois here. Let me just clean off this stamp set real quick, and so I don't leave ink on it. All right, and then we're going to work with, if I can get my box open. You know, I'm using, good Lord, these things have gotten tighter. Okay. All right, so we are going to, let me move my chamois because that thing is, I just washed it, but you can't tell it's been washed, right? They don't look too good being washed. All right, so we're going to put him right here. All right, this is what, let me find my card. All right, this one we're going to make is a 4 1/4. We're going to use a 4 1/4 by 8.5 piece of cardstock. We're going to use Mango Melody, and it's going to be a square card. So this is what we're making, all right? And I saw this, I don't remember who made it. I saw it on Pinterest, and I really liked it. So I thought, well, that's going to be an easy card, another one to make. And I've kind of pre-cut everything again. So this is what we're going to do. It's 8.5 by 4 1/4, and of course you're going to score it 4 1/4. And then I'm going to attach. Let me show you over here. Let me get my stuff out. So I've got my bee already cut, and I've already cut, and I'm putting 2 hearts. So there is, if you didn't notice, there is in the dies, let me find my dies, there is a die here, right here, that is 2 hearts. They cut them out separately. So that's what I'm using, all right? So I've got my 2 little black dies there, and my bee that we're going to color in. And then this is, I went ahead and attached a 4 by 4 piece of Whisper White to the top of my Mango Melody using, I just used snail adhesive. And then I ran that through the Big Shot using the, sorry, almost knocked my camera over. Sorry about that, guys. Woo. It's probably not good using a small table. All right, hang on, we're good. Sorry about that. Thought an earthquake happened, but that doesn't work in Florida. Okay, that's what happens. Let me get my little die. So what I did was I stamped the die, the beehive on the card. Let me flip it around so y'all can see this. Let me get my stuff out of the way. I told you, it's always a comedy hour here. So, so I adhered the Whisper White 4x4, and then I laid this on top. I stamped it, and then I laid this on top. I ran it through the Big Shot, and then I cut out both of them, so that way it's even, okay? Now, you can take this if you want, and you can attach it to the inside of your card, but I went ahead and stamped another piece in Mango Melody, but it may have looked a little bit nicer if I used a lighter color, but we'll see. So so that's what we're doing. Again, a very simple card. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp this, the stamp that says Wishing You, and it's already curved, and I can see it's getting dark in here, so hopefully the lighting. It's already curved, so I'm going to go ahead and stamp that over my beehive. Let me move my black in here. And, all right. And we're going to stamp that right over this. So hopefully we get it on there, just so long as it's curved. So I'm going to stamp that down. All right. Not too shabby. All right, so we got that done. All right, now we're going to fold our card. And this is what I did. Let me fold my card and get my bone folder here. I'm going to fold that down there. I just got a little bit of dirt on my card, but we'll hide that. We'll hide that with something. Okay, so what I did was I put adhesive. Let me think about this. Wonder what this would look like. That might look pretty if we put that in there with the white on it. Let's do that. I was going to use this one, but I think I'm going to do the other one. So, okay. So what I did is I put adhesive. This is just the way I did it to make sure I could get it in there and it was even. Let me glue this one on there, because that would probably be helpful, wouldn't it? Since they weren't glued together. All right, so I'm going to glue that on here. I'm going to attach it with my snail. Oh yeah, I think this is going to be pretty. Okay, so I'm laying it down, and then I'm just going to put this right back in the hole. Then that way I know it's in there and it's going to be even, right? So that way, and then I'm just going to push that down. That way it's already in. So that helps me to make sure I got it in there straight. All right, so then, oh goodness gracious, let me pull this off. Guess what I didn't do? I didn't put my white in there. So here we go again. Good thing, use snail. It pops it off. Hang on, I just ran out. Well, let me just use my, hang on a second. Let me just use my liquid glue. I just ran out of snail. Imagine that. All right. Whoops, as I throw it around. I'm telling you guys, I was telling somebody the other day, I said, oh, I think it was through my newsletter. I said, if you want to if you want to come watch a comedy hour, just come join me on Facebook Live on Tuesday. But it's fun. With everything going on in the world, my goodness, we have to laugh. Okay, so I'm going to lay this, again, this is a 4x4 piece of Whisper White. It's just regular Whisper White cardstock. Okay, let's try this again. Let me put my glue back in its little holder. All right, here we go. So we're going to close, and we're going to, let me turn it this way so y'all can see. All right, we're going to lay him in here and get him down there. Get him in, and then we can lift him up. There we go. That works. And I'm going to take my bone folder, and I'm just going to kind of make sure that it holds. Now that's going to be a little thick because I've got white on the mango, but I think I kind of like that, really. All right, and then the next thing I did was I stamped, let me move this out of the way. I stamped or cut out and stamped and die cut the large bee, and then I've got those two little hearts that we're going to use. So I am going to use I do not have, for whatever reason, I'm not sure what I was thinking, I don't have the Mango Melody blends, so I'm going to have to add that to my list. So I'm going to use the marker. So I'm going to color the bee. Yep, it's getting dark. I need to have my other light. Hang on one second. Let me see if I can get this one to turn on. See how bad it does. Let's see. Does that help any? Oh, it helps a little bit, but it's adding more shadows as usual. Okay, so we're going to just color his with the mango marker. I'm going to put the blends on my list because I think we have these in blends in Mango Melody. Pretty sure we do. All right, so we're going to attach that. This you can just use for something else. That was my extra one. All right, and then I'm going to attach that to the front of the card. I'm not going to put a sentiment on the inside. I'm going to wait until I decide to send it, and then I'll figure out what I want to put in there. All right, so I'm going to put a snail. Oh, that shadow is really worse, isn't it? That's not good. Hang on a minute. Let me turn that off. It's worse. It doesn't knock everything over. All right. Well, we'll have to work on my lighting. I asked my husband, I said, what time does the sun go down so I can make sure I got enough lighting. That'll be my project this week to work on. All right, so I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of the bee. And we're just going to place him on the front. I'm going to put him at the bottom. Let me move that out of the way. And then I'm going to put these black hearts on the inside. So I think I'm going to place him, let's place him right here. And we'll have him, you want to make sure that you don't get your dimensionals on this so that it opens. So I'm just going to place him right off the corner. All right, and then I'm going to take these little guys. I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive on them and use my pick-me-up tool. So let me put a little bit of adhesive. I probably can use my, let's see. Hang on a minute. Get that on there. Get some adhesive. Let me just use my fingers. Probably be easier. All right, I'm just going to put some Tombow, a little bit on there, and place that. Pull this guy up. There we go. And I'm just going to place the heart. It really doesn't matter. I'm just going to stick them down there. All right, and then we'll put some on here as well. And get in the camera so y'all can see me. Sorry about that. All right. And I got a little too heavy-handed on that one too, but that's all right. And I'm going to put him right there. And I will probably send this to a friend of mine. So let me just move that right there and get that situated and take off that excess glue. I'll get my little glue thing. I wish they had those erasers. Someone told me they found some at the dollar store. I haven't had a chance to go. It's probably been a while ago, so I'm sure they don't have them anymore. But I was like, man, how come I didn't find them? But anyways, okay, so there is our card, our second bee card, using that honeybee. And then here's the one that we made tonight. Let me get that one flipped over. All right, so there you go. There's our two cards that we used with the honeybee. So you really don't need to have the paper to make your honeybees. And one thing that you can do, since we do have the flowers, you could actually make your own background paper by stamping like they did. You could actually stamp the black with either a yellow on the card and on Whisper White cardstock, and then you could cut it out and make your own background paper. So you could easily do that. And then place that down and then cut out and put your sentiments on there. So you could still do the same thing even though the paper is on back order. I mean, out of stock, I apologize. And then this is the second one we did using the beehive. Isn't that cute? So there you go. There's our two cards. I hope you've enjoyed this. I'm glad I'm back. I will be back for hopefully a month or so. So I will not be going anywhere. And thank you all for stopping by and watching the video. I really do appreciate it. And don't forget to share my video. I'd greatly appreciate that. And if I can help you with anything, please let me know. Otherwise, I will see you next Tuesday at 7 p.m. And if I decide to do something earlier, I may just throw it out there for you. All right. Thanks again, everyone, for joining me. I do appreciate you watching. And have a great week. Stay safe. And if you're homebound and can't get out, you know, you may get a card from me if I have your address. So, all right. Thanks again, everyone. I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye now.